Today we're going to be rebuilding the Seattle Seahawks following the trade of Geno Smith to the Raiders for a third-round pick. Now, this is a move that honestly I don't get from either side. From the Raiders side, obviously, you're getting a 33, 34-year-old quarterback who's average at best, going to a roster that's even worse than the one he was already on. Then, from the Seattle Seahawks standpoint, they went 10-7, just barely missing the playoffs with some pretty key injuries. Don't have any injuries? Maybe they're in the playoffs. Maybe they win a couple of games. Who actually knows? You're not upgrading from Geno Smith this offseason, even if you get Darnold, because Darnold played for a Vikings team that has a way better offensive line. They have better weapons. Even though the Seahawks' weapons are good, they have better weapons. Sam Darnold behind this line literally is bottom 5. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how well Sam Darnold played. Call me a hater. He's bottom 5. Simply put, this offensive line is miles worse. It's bottom 3, bottom 2, bottom 1, whatever you want to call it. The weapons are good, like I said. Running back good when he's actually healthy. Tight end's worse. It's just not a great place to play, especially if you're a quarterback like Sam Darnold who holds the ball too long. Geno is not a great quarterback, but is he a good one? He is a bottom 20 guy. I think Sam Darnold falls below that if he joins this roster. So I don't see it from either team's standpoint, but hey, the Seahawks got a third-round pick for an aging player. Sure, that's the high point. Defense, Seattle's defense. They've been pretty good for a while, and I mean, it's another good year from them. Little weird to see Tariq Woolen as a superstar dev of all the years. Definitely a down year for him, but sure, we'll take it. Superstar dev. Leonard Williams, I don't know why he's only an 84 overall. Unbelievable year. With his help, obviously, not a bad pass rush unit overall. Madden terms, though, might not need to replace everyone, but, I mean, honestly, Murphy, who really didn't even have a great year himself for a rookie, as Williams getting older, obviously, and everyone else, the potential could be gone. Julian Love's great. The corners are great. You need a new strong safety, possibly. Maybe Eman Wari at 18. Who freaking knows? Starks, maybe. Of course, middle linebackers, Ernest Jones will be a long-term guy for us, probably, but Tyrese Knight, I'm not 100% sure about, but it's a middle-of-the-pack team that I almost never see win a Super Bowl on their own. Good base foundation, just have to build on it, and who the hell do we put at QB? But yeah, you were probably thinking this should have been a Geno Smith Raiders rebuild, and you're like, why wasn't it? Well, I kind of did a rebuild for them recently enough with Shedeur Sanders at 6. If he's there at 6, I still suspect them to take him, and honestly, Geno Smith is 79 overall, older quarterback. If you really want to see one, let me know in the comment section below, or by maybe leaving a like on the video or something, subscribe. I don't know, dude. I really don't know, because it's just a rebuild for a rebuild at that rate. Whereas the Seahawks, I haven't done one for a while, and this is a big move for them. This is a bit of a head scratcher, to be honest. I mean, even with a high third trade evaluation, I'm still a little shocked. I'm a little confused. You know, if there's actually an option to get better, maybe, but I don't see it this offseason, like most people don't. So, very confusing one from them. Obviously, I can see it from the Raiders. You know, anyone is an upgrade for them. So, you know, quarterback is the most important position. You get a decent quarterback. Who cares? You know, who honestly cares elsewise? That's all that matters. Whereas this team, they're losing that. So, I don't know. I don't get it. They were 10-7. It's shocking. Let's see if we can fix them. Also, not to discount anything else, too, but also, obviously, the release of Tyler Lockett, the release of Draymond Jones, some cap casualties for sure, and Tyler Lockett, at least in Madden, very, very tough stuff there. He's a bit of a low overall nowadays. But as far as what we're going to be doing here with $12 million, Charles Cross, 14.5 is not bad. Are they keeping Ernest Jones? I mean, I'm going to keep him. I don't know if they're going to keep him, but I'm going to keep him 40-32. Need a lot of things around here. I don't want to make that list larger. I think everyone else here is going to be gone. We're going to go pretty hard on the offensive line. I don't know if we're going to find someone at 18 looking at guard. I've seen Will Campbell fall pretty far, but I don't think that's going to happen in real life. So I don't know. I'm going to start, I think, outside of Genty and the running backs. Well, at least Genty, because for whatever reason, Genty just goes the second round. That's for sure not happening. But maybe Sanders falls far. Maybe he's not a top 5 guy. Perhaps. Maybe these linemen. Perhaps. I don't know. But Genty's the one guy I'm not going to do it for, but everyone else, I'm just going to play it how it lies. Screw it, dude. Enough of this tippy-toe crap. If the player's there, they're there. Nobody for sure has the script for the NFL draft, right? Like, they just don't. I don't think. Geno Smith of the Raiders for a third-round pick. I mean, he's regressed really hard as a 73 overall. It's not my problem. But, yeah, very interesting that they still wanted him. Of course, a lot of money all of a sudden with those 3 cap casualties gone. I don't even call them cap casualties, but just expensive players, I should say. Trent Brown, maybe. I mean, he looks great to me. We always try to go for him. It never happens. Najee Harris name drop is interesting. Jeremy Chin. I mean, Jeremy Chin had a pretty good resurgence last year. This team needs safety. I've been really thinking about E-Man Warrior Starks at 18, but if I can get like a Holland or Chin, I mean, I'm kind of chilling. We get to save those, and unfortunately, interior not looking great. Sam Darnold, an option. A lot of teams want him. Are they paying him top dollar? There's no way, dude. I would not pay Sam Darnold more than a 3-year 105, maybe 110 base contract. We're looking at about 40 per. I don't like that in the slightest. 40 million per year, especially over 4 is crazy. Over 2, I can maybe live with it. I think because there's a chance that's what Seattle does, because Minnesota seems like they're going to be moving on. I think I'll offer that, but that's about all I'm going to do. And then, of course, Trent Brown, I'm definitely an offer. Lucas, I'll move him inside if I have to. I don't love the fact that he's super low of an overall. We'd land in lineman one way or another. I don't want to do this, though, because not only do I think it's a dumb move, but I also just think, like, it's so expensive, and I don't think I'm even going to get him. I really don't. And then I'm going to lose both safeties. Is Holland still there? 8. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get these guys anyways. I guess before we do anything here, let's just see if either of the safeties are gettable. I can't go for freaking Darnold. Let's see if I can find more money. I'm going to try to find more money before I do anything. Maybe I can get Darnold after all. But yeah, I definitely want Holland. I definitely want Brown. Nice doing a rebuild for a team that actually has interest on their free agent offers. But a part of me does want to do a Darnold rebuild here just to kind of give like okay, this is what would happen if Darnold joins the team kind of situation. So we have enough money. We're going to try to offer it. We'll see what happens. I've offered a 2-year 82. Let's see if we get him. All 3 players are gone. We do not get Sam Darnold. He goes to the Raiders in the end. Meaning Geno Smith's trade was useless. Not my problem. I mean, I tried to save him, to be honest. But hey, we do get Trent Brown and Javon Holland. Huge signings. You keep the money because we don't go Sam Darnold. We'll see what this team wants to do. We're going to try to go for like Ewers or something. I don't know. Gotta say though, 6'6", 322 with that kind of speed. I'm kind of liking Lucas as a guard. Forget Trent Brown even being here. Kind of liking Lucas here as a guard. Been seeing a huge trend of right tackle moving inside. And that's the trend you're going to see here. We also do have some options here. I'm not loving these guys just based on real life. But we do have some players that can obviously... I mean, we have a line. Like, it's not a good line by any means. But if we completely throw in the draft, we at least have starters. That's all that matters. I would love to get a new guy. If I could get Will Campbell relatively, close to our pick and put him at left guard, I would be ecstatic. That would be amazing. The problem is not only will that not happen, but I don't have a right end. Pick 1 overall, the Tennessee Titans. Are they going to go Cam Ward? I've adjusted the top 10-ish, and yes, there you go. I've adjusted the top 10 to kind of make more sense. Before we were seeing like Travis Hunter and even Michael Williams at 1 overall, which I get it. It can happen. Any of those really, but it realistically will be Cam Ward. Number 2 overall, Carter. Okay, I like it. Number 3 overall, this should be Sanders. And it will be Nick Scorton. Okay, I mean, that's a new one. 4 is usually Mason Graham. It's Will Campbell. Defensive tackle is way up there for us. Graham to the Jaguars. Shedeur Sanders is still there at 7. If the Jets don't take him, we're moving up to the Panthers. And there he goes. All right, so maybe we could have made an argument to go to the Raiders. The problem is the Raiders they know we're going for the court. I mean, I guess they would all know we're going for the QB. Man, we should have traded up for Sanders. I've made a mistake. I really don't mind, though. Travis Hunter at 10 of the Bears is crazy value. But I wouldn't mind going Quinn Ewers. So, I mean, I'm down with that. I'm also thinking of like Tyler Warren. Why not? Looks like a really good tight end, obviously. And in Madden, I don't think so, right? Like, he's not the fastest. He's like a 4.7 guy, 4.6 guy. I don't even know if he... No, I don't think he... Did he run? I don't even know. I can't remember. But, in real life, it makes a lot of sense. So I would do that for the realism. You have Kelvin Banks still there. You do have Tyler Booker. Don't forget Tyler Booker. That's a great draft pick as well. I'm really debating on it because I know, Madden-wise, the smartest thing for me to do is go edge. Absolutely the smartest thing for me to go. right now would be to trade up to this Niners pick, take Mykel Williams, and we're cooking. I could still do that, though. So I'm going to take a look at what our edge looks like, what the age is like, and then debate it. The problem is the guy I would be replacing is probably Boye Mafe, even though he's the guy that I should be actually committing to. So I'm not really sure what I want to do here because, like I said, yeah, I mean, he is the guy you should be going and replacing if you're going to replace them. But of all the players that would make the most sense, it really wouldn't be Mafe. I think he's the better of the two as of last year. Not by a whole lot, but by, enough. Mykel Williams, I'm going to see what this trade looks like from the Niners. I think that second round pick 18, we're going to trade down because I want Ewers high third, assuming he's there. Oh, it's the Niners, actually. They're not going to let me trade. Well, I mean, they would think this is dark, though, wouldn't they? I mean, if they take the pass rusher, so be it. Damn it. I was so confident with that, too, and yet they took him. Oh, that's kind of sucky. Oh, well. Booker 18 might be the move. Tyler Warren at 14. Morrison at 15. Booker's gone. I'm going to be so sad to watch them snipe him. McMillan at 17 is crazy. So are they actually going to move on from T then, or what's the story? Genty at 18. I mean, it's cool, but oof, we also have Kelvin Banks. Yeah, I mean, I think you just take the pure value here with Kelvin Banks and just grab him, put him at guard. Why not? Kelvin Banks, 24 true talent. We took him at 18. Hidden Dev looks great. Going to be our new left guard. Kind of curious to see where Booker goes anyways. Ursery at 20. Burden at 21. I really like that for the Steelers. Sawyer for the Chargers makes a lot of sense. The Packers, Mike Green. Please, Green Bay, take edge. This D-line needs some help. Van Ness ain't the guy. Gary's more of a run blocker now, or a run block shedder, I suppose. Loveland to the Rams, I could see it. Shamar Stewart, nice pick. This Ravens always land something like that. Egbuka. Booker's still there, by the way. Like, obviously, I can't go, hindsight's 2020 and trade down to 30 and get him, but man, the amount we would have saved if we could have. Did we get funky with it? Is Booker still there? I mean, like, we could fix this offensive line if Booker's still there. I'm just saying. Booker is there with a round 1 grade. Let's see if we can get to the Browns. I'm getting funky with it. Who would have thought user class we'd be going for 2 linemen? 2 linemen that are hidden? That'd be insane. Who would have ever thought of it? The problem is, who do I put at center? Now I'm starting to hesitate a little bit. We'll see if this is, I mean, what can I like, man, now that I'm really thinking about it, Lucas needs a start. He's good enough to be a starter. I don't know. Because I still need QB, obviously. I still need IDL. Middle linebacker wouldn't hurt. Tight end wouldn't hurt. But I can't pass on a good lineman. I simply can't. Man, I really should pass on a good lineman. I really should be passing here. This was a bad decision. Man, I really wish we needed safety. Amen, worry. That was a bad decision. Now that I think about it, I might look at DT instead. Please tell me there's a good DT still here. TJ Sanders, I mean, that's not a bad trade-up option. Little high for where we're at, but like, who do I have at DT, DN, any like interior D? I don't know. And I obviously want Ewers. I should not have made that trade up. That was an error. But we're already here now. We'll figure it out later. Tyler Booker. 22 true, hidden dev. I mean, I don't know what I do. I don't know who plays center. Like, which one of those, like, huge linemen are playing center? Banks? Like, Banks is playing center for us? Oh, Lord. At least Ewers is still there. We're going to trade up to the Chiefs for him. That was an error. I really think that was a mistake. We could have sat there, or maybe, I don't know. We could have done things differently, I'll tell you that much. But he's a really good player, so what can I do? Quinn Ewers is the guy I was kind of eyeing up for a while. 6'2". Not the strongest project player, but we need somebody to put out there as a starter. 188 true. Wait, he's hidden. Wait, he's hidden in this class. Hold on a minute. All right, I mean, hey, don't judge. Don't judge. See if we can do anything with the trade up. We need a D-line. We could probably find someone in free agency. That's what Seattle's been doing for a while now, but I need DT, DN, something. I need a DT. Norman Law. We haven't used him ever. He's so bad, though, is the problem. Why would I trade up for him? I have his name on there for real life, but for Madden, he's like, why? We trade all this to move up to the Titans pick. I mean, we're going for someone new, I suppose. Still didn't, well, I don't, is there a linebacker? But I'd say still didn't fill all the needs we had because I could have used him in a linebacker, but Screw it, Norman Lott, someone new. This is going to be a bad decision, I'll tell you that much. 174 true, normal dev, 90 strength, but he's projected a high third, so I'm just pulling a little realism here. You know, guy falls, we need that position. Looks mid as hell in this draft class, but sure. All right, draft recap. I mean, I think we did basically the best we could, right? QB, we got a QB, project QB. We got 2 interior linemen, and we got a defensive tackle. I mean, there's not much more we could have done. Kelvin Banks, he's so good as a pass blocker. I don't know who plays center, dude. Like who? Lucas? We have a 6'6 center. I mean, there's few, right? Tippmann played a bit of center, but like, are we really moving this like starting caliber left tackle to center? I can't, dude. I just can't. But Booker's a freaking monster, so he can't play center. I guess Abraham Lucas is playing center, I suppose. I mean, at this rate, it's just, sorry, you drew the shortest stick. That's all I can say about it. Tyler Booker. I mean, these are really good players, right? It's just, probably shouldn't have went for Booker. We probably should have held off. Quinn Ewers, though, 67 overall hidden. Obviously, star dev. I mean, I would imagine. Very average, but once again, does have a decent dev trade out the gate as a rookie. And then Norman Lott, 68 overall. I thought he's going to be even worse than this. I've seen worse glow up. That's all I can say. I've seen worse do better. What? Year 1 team. We have revamped the offensive line, and we have a brand new quarterback in Quinn Ewers. How do I feel about the O-line? Lucas being a center is weird to me, but I love the guards. I love the tackle. I think it's a great offensive line. Tight end needs a revampment. An upgrade quarterback could still use one. We'll see what happens. Defense definitely did not do much on this side. Actually, we've done almost nothing. I guess we have Holland. I guess you have Norman Lott, but that's it. Didn't change the upgrade. Didn't upgrade the linebackers at all, which we probably need to completely overhaul the outside linebackers. Definitely need to do better for this D-line, as even Norman Lott might need to be replaced. But I think considering the biggest glaring needs of this team, I think we did okay. I think we did about as much as you can in one offseason. Re-signings, Kenneth, absolutely. DK, absolutely. Woolen, absolutely. Cross, yes. Mafe, possibly. Lucas, probably. Fant, probably not. A lot of money to pay out, but a lot of money we have. So, yeah, some pretty big names coming up here, and I think we'll handle it all very easily. The only one I really worry about here is, I mean, honestly, just Mafe, because I don't know if he's worth it. That's about it. Everyone else, though, obviously we're doing the contract. So Ewers had a breakout earlier in the year that he just didn't get, but he's been getting a couple of re-ups, and even though they haven't given him superstar dev, he has been getting some free XP, which has been great. Really weak finish of the year, but is Quinn Ewers the GOAT? Because we're in the playoffs. We are 100% in the playoffs. Really weak finish, like I said, to the year, but doesn't matter. Yeah, a lot of losses in a row, like a ton of them. We go 11-6, but we actually could have been even better. The 5 seed at 11-6 with the base Seahawks schemes. No funny business going on there with Packers or Chiefs or whatever. Yeah, like I said, weak finish, losing 5 of the last 6 games. 5 of the last 7 games, actually, right? 5 of the last 7. Still, really good year nonetheless. Show you guys the scheme. I mean, whatever the base scheme is, hopefully it's the right one. I just assumed we were, running a 3-4, which maybe it's not, and it is. I think it is. Okay, so I mean, it's a 3-4. Don't know how good it is. I'll tell you what, we signed Mafe to a 1-year because he was not having a great year at the time. I'll tell you that much. Ewers, 31 touchdowns, 13 picks, 3,500 yards. It's a great season. Walker, pretty good. Wide receiver Metcalf was great. JSN was actually supposed to be the number 1 on this team, but he wasn't. Nelson Aguilar didn't really have a good number 3, so that's who we signed. Fant, really bad numbers there. Offensive line, I've seen worse. Was one of them 0 sacks allowed? Booker? Could you imagine he goes to superstar? That would be insane. Hall with 9 sacks. Jones with 5. Murphy with 5. And then, yeah, Mafe had 1 sack through 10 games. 3.5 through 17 games, to be fair. Picks, got a couple of those. Kicking was amazing from Jason Myers. Punting was very good. Try to get him on a 3-year 12. Didn't take it, so might have to up that a little bit again. Josh Allen wins MVP. Jordan Love, number 2. Very rare sighting there. Any award wins from us. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 3 for Ewers. That's a joke, by the way. And then defensively, we had no one on the list. Where the hell was Norman Lott? Did he just do nothing? I mean, he must have just been horrendous. Ernest Jones was best linebacker, by the way. A lot of sacks got him there. Superstar Dev, Jason Myers with Kicker of the Year. What a year for these Seahawks, who are supposedly in a tear-down rebuild situation. Norman played as well. 954 snaps. That's more than Leonard Williams. Yet he did nothing. Half a sack, 6 tackles for a loss, 41 tackles in general. Basically just didn't play a part. But also, we're in the playoffs. I am genuinely shocked that we've done this, but not as shocked as I am to see the Niners. At the same time, we're 16-1. NFC West is cooking, and I don't know what to think about it. Detroit probably will clap us in this one, but you never know. They're already down by 8. Down by 1. Halftime score, same situation. Up by 1 for us, up by 8 now. I have no idea what's happening. This is giving me Rams vibes from last year where we took a really bad team. Right out the gate, started winning a bunch of games, Super Bowl and everything. Unfortunately, though, the team chokes tremendously in the second half, just like the season we had in general. And the year will be over. Ewers, though, I don't even know what overall he is, but considering the 4,500 XP, notches that he kept getting, considering they're in the playoffs, considering he's the third best rookie, which for quarterbacks is really tough to do because those interceptions, they kill the awards so hard. Tells me he's probably very high 70s. But that's about his moment of truth. Let's see it. Definitely not going to go up in dev. Volume's a little low. Didn't get that yearly award if he would have got best QB, though. And, of course, we barely lose to a team that is all the way in the Super Bowl. So the Lions win, you argue that we just lost the Super Bowl by 7, right? I mean, realistically, arguably, that's very legitimate. And no, the Ravens kill the Lions, so that makes me feel even worse. Awesome. Offensive coordinator. I'm expecting 78 overall for Ewers. I think it was a great year. 82 on 140% XP sliders. Don't get me wrong. It was a great year. It was a really good year. Those 4,500 XP slots, we got like 4 of them. But that is also absurd. Where was the XP boost? 14,000 for 3,500 yards on the season. Another 18,000 for 30 passing touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see it. That XP does go absolutely bonkies. What a freaking season, though. I mean, 82 over. He's basically Geno Smith already. Basically already Geno without the speed and without the throw power. So basically nothing like Geno Smith at all. No, I didn't even pay attention. No offensive lineman of the year for Booker, who had 0 sacks allowed as a rookie. Jones goes as superstar. And unfortunately, that was it. No dev up for Norman Lott. Waste of a draft pick. The moment we drafted him, I felt it. Hell, the moment I had my eyes on him and thinking about drafting him, I felt it was a bad decision. Superstar dev for Jones, who's only an 83 overall, though, so keep that in mind when you're re-signing these older linebackers. But, Mafe, 79 overall. He's a 1-year 10, so there's obviously nothing keeping him at that position starting or even on the team in general. So if we find a better option, we will absolutely take it. We had no retirements, so we're going to just hop right into the re-signings, which we pretty much taken care of all of that anyways. Witherspoon, 5th-year option, we'll just pay him. JSN, 5th-year option, we'll just pay him. Noah Fant, never really thought of him as a long-term option. Sam Howell, I was thinking about trading him before the season started. Seems like we maybe should have. Don't know if he would have actually cared, been good enough value anyways, but still. And Dixon, I guess I didn't do a 3-year 12. I think it was 3-year 10.5. We got it back, though, which is great. Entering free agency with quite a bit of money. I mean, the big positional need would be something on the defensive line. Pass rush in general. But let's take a look at free agency. All the money in the world, so it's just all about, is there talent there? Brock Purdy, we got our own Brock Purdy. I'm chilling. Tooney, Shakir, a couple of linemen here. Demario Davis is like a 1-year option. I don't see anyone yet. Ivan Pace, we basically already have an Ivan Pace. Probably would rather go youthful, but I don't know if we can because we have so many different needs. If you need linemen, there's not a bad draft class, but unfortunately we kind of took care of that already. Try not to sign the Kobe Dean challenge. Difficulty impossible. 1-year 7, and then Coker 2-year 14. So some cool contracts. Maybe not always the newest players that we've ever done, but Coker haven't had him before, and then Nakobe Dean haven't had him on a 1-year deal before. That is very nice. We do an ever so slight pick swap and player swap. Bradford for Luke Musgrave, and we move up a little bit in the draft. We have pick 21. Edge is arguably our number one position. I don't even know if you could say arguably. I think it's just hands down our number one. Brett Morrison also scouted him further. Very fast tight end. Worth the pick. Burks, not so much. Edge, liking Mullins a lot. Sean Mullins, top 5 talent grade. Problem is he's around 1, so he could literally go insanely high. I have no idea when he'll go. I would like to at least get to 5. If he's there at 5, I'll take him. If not, can't trade up that high. I mean, even at 5 is like nearly impossible, right? Tackle 1 overall. 21. Yeah, he went that high. I mean, what am I supposed to do, Damn, my whole freaking board is gone already. All right, we trade our backup center, a first-round pick this year, a fifth-round pick this year, and a sixth-round pick next year to move up 6 spots. With this, we're going to be going for Jennings. I have no other edge options. I have to. Who the hell is this, by the way? We don't need a lineman, but top 5 projected. Really good strength. Not really much else, but we have no other edge rushers. I literally only have Jennings, and then everyone else is like super late. And I might even need to grab those guys too. And actually, to be fair, I do have Carr. I have Josh Carr. I don't even remember if I know much about him. I know he's a B finesse, B block shed. I arguably need 2 edge rushers. So, yeah. I mean, if I really like Jennings, which I do, Emmett Jennings, A power move, A tackle, B C block shed, I have no choice but to make this move now. So that's what we're going to be doing. Emmett Jennings, 28 true. Hidden Dev. All right. I mean, he's not the fastest. Well, we've seen Joey Bosa handle those things. Speaking of the Chargers, very well. So there's that. Carr, if he's there at 10 in the second round, I might just overhaul this entire defense. I might just change the edge completely. I might even change schemes. Sure, we had an 11-6 season, but you could argue that it was all on the offense that did it. So defensive overhaul wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Carr's still there. Let's see if we can make a move with the Giants. Maybe they're interested in one of our edge rushers because one of these guys isn't starting, and it's likely going to be Mafe. And you know what? Even though I think Carr might be good, one at a time, unless he's there at 21. Carr went to the Chargers, speaking of. But, yeah, the reason why I say that is because I could use him in a linebacker. More importantly, I could use a tight end. Even though we got Musgrave, I don't really like his longevity. He's 25 years old already. So, with that being said, I have, in my opinion, no choice but to go for the tight end. And I just don't think we get the tight end. If not, Niners, it's a late second. I don't really care. We're getting a really good trade value. So, I mean, I don't know who they could take here that would piss me off. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. Oh, yeah, we need DT as well. So, yeah, I'm glad we made this decision because we're into the trade up from the third round to grab a DT, let alone, what we were about to do, which is kind of sell. I'm going to be real with you. Let's keep that third as high as physically possible. We're not getting much, but it's better than nothing. I think all the guys we got in the third round should be there at the start of this third round. Kind of disappointed if one of them... Oh, is that the tight end? That's crazy if that was him. It wasn't. It was Brett Morrison. That's who we're going to grab. Hoping for a hidden. 44 true. Damn, he was normal. Well, that is a letdown. That DT was also only a 2 to 3, so it's kind of a shot in the dark, but he is really athletic. So let's trade with the Dolphins. We make this trade to move up a bit to the 67th spot. The players involved were basically nothing, especially for their guy. We don't need that guy at all, but we have some linemen, which kind of sucks because 2 to 3s. That's such good value, but we need the DT more. Marion, Norman Lott's just not the guy. Matt Marion, true talent grade of 69. But he's hidden. But he's had an 81 speed, 88 strength. Very good draft pick. Not the most realistic thing in the world, as after the third round we have nothing, but we have so many starter needs. This is the only way to get everything I thought we could get. Would have loved a new middle linebacker. Would have loved to go 2 edge instead of 1. Would have loved to go 2 D-line instead of 1 because of Leonard. And then O-line wouldn't hurt to have 1, maybe 2, because center, right tackle next season potentially could be replacements. 74, 73, 71. 74 overall from Jennings. He's a little worse than I would have thought, though, I will admit, but he is absolutely our starter right now. We have no one with this kind of potential even close to it. Oh, really? Yeah, definitely not close. An X Factor. I need to see Carr because if Carr was also a really good player, that would have been a bit of a sell. Morrison, speaking of a bit of a sell, not our greatest work, but I mean, he looked prototypical. He had a 1 to 2 and a 3 to 4 slot, so he was worth every penny. even though the fact that he's normal, just on potential alone. Matt Marion, by the way, looks really good. The problem is I struggle so hard left end, right end in these 3-4s. Let's take a look at the dev for him. No shots! Also, I mean, we're not in a 4-3, but he could actually technically play edge too, but we're not in a 4-3, so it probably doesn't work. How big is he? He's 6'3". I mean, it's done. It's been done, obviously, but damn, now I really wish we were in a 4-3. I gotta see Carr. He went to the Chargers. This could be a sell, because we could have probably made the trade for the DT as far as, like, you know, the tight end doesn't matter. Ooh, we actually did not sell. We actually carried. We actually made the right decision. And then the ultimate one, Mullins, he has to be an X factor to be better than our guy, because, I mean, our guy isn't as good as his base ratings, but X factor is unbeatable. It's literally unbeatable. 2 of them, though. Star definitely for Mullins. That is a crazy hit rate right there. We had 3 whole players because of the trades. 2 of them were X Factor. Of course, one was a normal dev, but he could still develop. He'll be our starting tight end for the year. That is a wild one. Yeah, that was definitely worth it. Once again, I wish he could play edge, but that's okay. Derek Hall is still young enough. Maybe he can develop. Who knows? How well will he play, though, as an actual outside linebacker in a 3-4, though? That's the question. And then, of course, Quinn Ewers. Maybe kind of sold. Maybe got his leadership thing wrong. It is what it is. He got a bunch of accuracies, though, so he didn't get throw power like we were hoping for him to, but that's a hell of an offseason anyways. Like, his overall's got to be higher than 82 now. 84 overall. What a year. 85 technically. What a year this man had, though. Let's go field general. That's the best way to get deep accuracy for me personally. Then again, they're always going to do that, so maybe I shouldn't have, especially since we didn't even get one anyways. But yeah, that is one hell of a glove. I never thought he was going to be that good, but he is awesome. We also get Coker on the team now, and I mean, if we're going to build off of last year, we actually have a good chance to make the playoffs again, maybe do some damage. Here we are, Season 2. The team has turned around pretty quickly. Now, I say turn around as if they weren't 10-7 in real life, but you know what I mean. In Madden, they're not quite there, right? Geno Smith especially being gone, not quite at 10-7. Definitely did not expect 11-6. I also expect us to, even with a better QB by a mile, 67 overall all the way to an 84 in 1 year, I still expect us to potentially miss the playoffs here. Yeah, I mean, we did about what we could, right? We got a new right end again, new middle linebacker 2, new left outside linebacker who happens to be X Factor, by the way, which was ridiculous. I was expecting normal star, one of the 2. Tight end definitely needs some work, but oh yeah, the right end, I forgot. He's also an X Factor. That is once again, the odds there, 66% accuracy of X Factors is crazy. You give me pick 1, 2, and 3, and I don't do that. It's hard. It's hard to do that. $152 million. Devon Witherspoon, of course, asking for a lot of money. Worth every penny. 5-year, 110. We got the best corner due in the league, or very close to it. JSN, another expensive player, but when you consider the market value, it's actually really good. 88 overall. Just need to get that dev up. $109 million. Charbonnet could afford him, so, I mean, for a 2-year, why not? Quinn Ewers has got many years on that rookie deal. And then Derek Hall, I have no idea. I don't like the contract for his overall. 3 sacks. He had 9 before. This is a down year. There's no doubt about it. I don't know. And then Leonard Williams, I think he's going to be regressed too hard to want to keep around. So Trent Brown, maybe. Derek Hall, maybe. Everyone else, I don't think so. Just like Mafe did a 1-year 10 for Derek Hall as well. Maybe this is a good sign. Last time we got an X Factor edge, so maybe it's another sign that we're going to get another one. I don't know. But Nakobe Dean, how is he playing? I don't think he's going to get a dev up, but again, maybe a 1-year 8. Very close to. I mean, if we did a 1-year 9, 1-year 10, he definitely accepts it. Maybe do a 2-year, right? Especially since we could potentially move to a 4-3 when Leonard Williams is gone. I don't know. Maybe the Seahawks scheme is just goated. I see them every once in a while do things in the playoffs. I don't remember how many times they make the Super Bowl, but we're 13-4. Problem is we're not the number 1 seed because of this division's division. That team's division. The Bears, 13-4, are going to be the number 1 seed, believe it or not. Kenneth Walker, the number 2 running back in the league, at least at yards. Could be the number 1 in general, yards per carry, touchdowns, all that good stuff. But yeah, really good year all the way through. I mean, you got a couple of losses here and there, but 13-4, no matter how you angle it, was amazing. Don't know what the quarterback number is going to look like. Quinn Ewers has been killing it, though. 35 touchdowns, 4 picks, 3,900 yards. That is a top 5 type season, yet I don't know if he'll get it because the touchdowns are a little low. Yards are slightly low. Some touchdowns on the ground as well. Obviously, Kenneth was great. Metcalf touchdowns aren't great, but great yards. And in Jigba, hopefully with 13 touchdowns, maybe it's enough. Coker was a good year. And then Morris in this scheme is going to be really bad for tight end every time. Offensive line, Booker gave up 3 sacks, which means through 2 seasons he's given up 3 sacks, which is ridiculously low. The rest of the line definitely could do better. Marion with 11 sacks. Hall with only 6. Jennings with 5.5. It might be 4-3 time. Meyer's been great. He's missed 3 kicks in 2 years, I think. Dixon, very solid as well. Any award wins, Marion Rookie of the Year, maybe. We'll take the free XP. As far as best QB, number 5, like we talked about. Top 5 QB, top 5 MVP, all that good stuff. Offensive Player of the Year goes to the Lions. Defensive Player of the Year goes to the Lions. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to the Giants. Defensive Rookie of the Year, not our guy, goes to Barnes instead of Marion. Best QB goes to Ewers. He's a superstar minimum. Kenneth could be going to X Factor. We'll see. Any other award wins? I love it. Best QB, automatic. And Myers, best kicker, back-to-back years. We remember things, you know, it might seem small to you, but it's average, okay? I promise. It looks bigger with the right angle. Here we are in this, playoff game. We should have the advantage. Packers versus the NFC West is basically a gimme for the NFC West, but here we are struggling as they're going to score 17 points in the first half. We only score 7. We get a field goal to start the second half. It is a close game. It is all tied up. Our defense has done well. Our offense has done okay. 3-5, and they get a massive 52-yard passing touchdown to Josh Jacobs. Talk about our defense doing well, and then they do that. Have a chance to walk off. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 now. All 3 timeouts, mind you. All 3 timeouts. I mean, at this point, there's literally no reason not to potentially run it. It's the Green Bay Packers, after all. Their D-line it's pretty booty. Oh my God, are we barely going to get that? That's insane how bad the offensive line was there. Not a huge fan of this scheme. It is literally just so all over the place. It's going to be a tough one. Great catch for the rookie. Basically had nothing all season long, but that's a massive play. We got stick here. We got the, if we get sacked, we can take it. It's fine. Really liking JSN. Oh, never mind. Coker holds on. Our analytics telling you to go for 2. I feel like they've been really close to beating us all day long. I think the defense can make a play. I mean, we're going to let the AI sim, they go for 2, they go for 2. But, yeah, I'm going to let the AI play defense. I think the defense is good. I think the defense is going to make a stop. No, okay, well, there's that. I mean, now if you get it, you definitely go for 2, right? I mean, we're going for 2? I mean, I don't agree with that. Beforehand, I mean, I suppose. Here now, after we literally just show that we can get mollywopped, not a hope. Let's go mesh spot. Morrison could be the guy. Oh, crap. It's all the tight ends, huh? All right. And I can't even get the ball off. Yeah, there's that. We lose. Back-to-back playoff berths with a promising start. And we just do nothing. Defense was horrible. Jordan Love just had a game. Ewers was better, though, so I'm not really sure what happened there. Just couldn't get off the field. You got Jawan Jennings putting up 131 yards and a touchdown on you. What are you supposed to do? David Bakhtiari's back in Green Bay, and he gave up 3 sacks. We still lost. Genuinely, I don't know what you do. Defense wasn't great, but they gave opportunities. I guess we shift over to a 4-3. That's really the only game plan I have that really could put us over a hump. Offensively, I don't want to change the scheme because other than the tight end, things have gone pretty well. But yeah, defense been pretty mid. But of course, back-to-back seasons now, I believe. Yeah, it was, because the Lions last year, NFC North, taking it all the way to the Super Bowl. So we lose to the team that represents in the Super Bowl. We just get an unlucky poll, I guess, early on. See if this time they can actually win, though. And they don't. So we lose to the runner-up twice, which makes you feel even worse than if they just won the damn thing. Ewers obviously a superstar. Kenneth, an X factor. No dev up for JSN, which sucks. Obviously, no dev up for Morrison. And then defensively, no dev ups here either, unfortunately. So going into this offseason, middle linebacker, possibly. Derek Hall, possibly, replacement. Safety, Julian Love, we're going to keep our eyes open because he's obviously regressing. And then offensively, there's nothing we can fix except for right tackle because Trent Brown retired. All right, there's that. So we've got a couple positions. Couple positions to be done. Take a look at our retirement of Trent Brown. We have money, though, so if there's a free agent, we'll take him. But yeah, there he goes, Trent Brown. Can't re-sign a retired man. We also might be getting Ewers' throw power up because we have the scenario, the offseason thing again. And this time, I know his thing. I took a guess last time. Forgot to check it out. This time, I know he's a leader. So if we go throw power, I might actually get a throw power. I haven't seen this work once. Team player or leader. There you go. But yeah, I've never seen it work once. Every single time, it's like just something completely unrelated. $110 million. Byron Murphy's giving me some options here because with that red bar, I'm kind of worried. Maffe's a free agent. Leonard Williams, I will say, did not regress too badly. So yeah, if he's willing to take that contract, I will take that. 82 overall is pretty good. Musgrave's gone. Never even got a chance. And then Myers has been great. So even though he's regressed, I'm down to re-sign him if he wants to. There you go. $91 million. Still not worried about Quinn Ewers' contract just yet. Maybe a year or two from now. But for now, we're good. I'd be willing to spend 30, 40. Let's see what we got. $91 million. Anyone at all? Aiden Hutchinson. Okay. Going to that 4-3 would be pretty good timing. Stanley. Interesting. Elton Jenkins. Elton Jenkins didn't have an offer right now. I'd actually go Elton. You know, I might still go Elton. Put him at right tackle. I think that's a really good spot for him, obviously, from real life. There you go. So do a 2-year for Elton. Save a lot of money instead of going for one of the more expensive, overpaid players. And we could go Aiden if we wanted to, but it is a 4-year deal. So, I mean, what kind of year did he even have? I mean, as long as he doesn't go back to Lions, I'm cool. 22 sacks. Damn. I mean, you can't really... I mean, does he even want to be here? I'll put it on there if we get him. That's great. Okay, he doesn't join us. I didn't feel great about that money, dude. It's a lot of money. Ewers is going to need 60 probably. You know, I don't even know if we can barely afford it right now, let alone if we add a freaking $41 million edge rusher. We're just going to have to go through the draft. It worked out last time. Why not again? We're in the draft and we have pick 24. We technically don't have a single need. There's nobody that we actually have to add to have a starting roster. We're fine, but you could argue edge, maybe Derek Hall could be replaced, but overall, I think really we're fine for now. It's just trying to find a good player, not really a specific position. Like tight end would be something to maybe look at. You know, Derek Hall, like I said, I think we could definitely do better. 26 years old is not the youngest anymore, but at the same time, he's still on the roster. He's still young enough. Give him another chance. Try a new scheme with Jennings as an X factor now. Maybe things can happen. Left end, sure, down the line. Yeah, why not? Free safety, sure, down the line. But as far as right now stands, we don't actually need anybody. So we can arguably take whoever we want. We don't actually have someone we physically need. Of course, really good right end, top 5 true talent. Maybe is generational, possibly. You know, I'm seeing 2 A pass rush moves. 21 years old. You know, 4.6 at 270 is pretty good. The problem is it's pick 5 overall. I don't know. Well, top 5. If it was pick 5 overall, I would easily do it, but it might be number 1 overall. He's still there at 2. Maybe we try it. Let's see. I mean, if they want Derek Hall, I'm down. But problem is I don't think they do. Trying to make a trade with the Steelers, couldn't do it. They're absolutely taking this guy. They need a DN badly, and yeah, we're screwed. I moved Derek all the way to right end for nothing. Let's move to 24. I don't really have anyone I'm going to trade up for other than him. That was the guy. Without him, hey, you know, we'll just find our way down elsewhere. Otis Barton, 1 of 2. The problem is if one of these guys is not a hidden dev player, I can't start them over Derek. You know, it's just not worth it. The outside linebackers, they were long gone, or were going to be long gone. We have Heath Morrison, who's decently fast, got that A-zone coverage, fits as a great safety. Problem is, I'm not replacing Love just yet, so that's a bit of a jump. I think just based on the fact that we're going to need an edge rusher potentially, I'm going to go with Otis Barton. If he's hidden dev, he starts. If not, he might still start. 33 true, and he is hidden dev, all right? So we didn't need to trade up. Obviously, top 5 is great, but we didn't need to trade up. we're actually fine. We are now on to our second round pick. Don't need a DT just yet, but we have two 1-2s. I really like Newton. He's a 3-4, so we probably could move down a little bit. He's also a nose tackle, so Murphy can move to like left or right end, and we'd be fine there. He looks pretty good. I mean, you could argue that Woodard looks better, but I like the fact that Newton is a nose tackle with the 1-2 grade, telling me could be one of those superstars. It's been a little while since we've had one like that, but I'm feeling all right about it. I also would like a linebacker, so we're going to move this pick down to get trade capital or draft capital to move up from 24. I think that's going to be the move. See if we can do something well here. I'd like to get like an early third, late second, somewhere around that. We're already pretty much there as is. I guess the Bears pick, I mean, we're getting a 5th round pick. I don't know if that's quite enough to move from 24, but it's something. Then we gain a 6 from the Bills, getting a little bit closer. And then I look at Singleton and wonder, why is he still here? Am I going to be the sucker here? Round 1, B zone coverage, B tackle. He's 21. Of course, very slow. But I've seen a lot of players where you're like, yeah, I don't know why he's there still. I'm not going to grab him. And then he's really good. You know, safety's too early, I think. Safety is one of those positions where you really need to have him start immediately. DT is also one of those positions, but this guy is 21, so I'm fine with it. Alonzo Newton, screw it. 23 true, and he is hitting with 99 strength. That's a great draft pick. Love that. Love that a lot. Let's slow sim it until we're down to just one linebacker. Future-proofing or starting. You know, we might actually be starting one of these guys because, you know, it's just, for me specifically, I always talk about it, I just don't have a lot of success with developing Nakobe Dean. Sometimes I get him up there, but at best, he's like 84 overall, star dev. And it looks like he's going to be way worse than that in this one. We almost sniped the Texans. The Texans were literally with the safety like right after. We'll have to take a look. Oh, Newton went. He's not the fastest outside linebacker, but I liked him. I kind of liked him. What about Roland? 4.55. Looking at a good pursuit and block shed. All right, we'll wait again. We trade all this to move a little bit up with the Panthers. Knoll is the last linebacker there. Roland probably would have been the better of the two, but we'll see. It's all about dev. I don't really care what overall they are. It's just about the dev. Chase Knoll, very fast. 73 true. Normal dev. Okay. Low 70. I still might start him, I'll be honest. Let's go to the end of the round. I'm going to go to the start of this next round and take a trade up because there is a 6'9" tight end. He's not the fastest, but he's 23. The fact that he's 23 and he's a weird build like 6'9" tells me there's a good chance this guy is hidden, which we make the trade up pretty easily. Our 4th and our 5th. This is our later 5th. You know, these types of builds, I'm feeling superstar. I just am. We also have Parrish, who I might trade up for as well. But yeah, Matthew Wall, really raw, 6'9", 23 years old. Not the slowest player. Looks raw with that catching. This is a superstar dev if I've ever seen him. Let's see it. Vias, he might start. Okay, 307 true. And there it is. Hidden dev. He is 23. But you know what? I think we're going to start him. He's 6'9" as well. Our tight end really did nothing. I might even change the whole scheme just for this guy. I kid you not. I want this guy to succeed. I don't care if it costs us the whole rebuild. I want this guy to succeed. I don't want to use the Chiefs playbook, but at the same time, I want to use the Chiefs playbook because you know that's the best for tight ends. I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling. What about Parrish? Yeah, pretty good pass blocker. Is he worth a trade up? Yeah, probably. Let's go to the Steelers. Couldn't get that trade earlier. They're going to give it to us this time. We trade a 5th this, a 5th next, and 2 players to move up into the high 4th. That 5th was pretty high, so it's about a 40-spot jump, which I think is all right. Got that 6'3" wide receiver still there, by the way, but Earl Parrish, future-proofing the line, one slow pick at a time. 60 true talent, hidden dev. I mean, these linemen, they're worthy of taking a shot. That 3rd round, man, is generational for offensive line. Not physically generational like Superstar Dev, Superstar X Factor, but generational for building up an offensive line. Let's take a look at that draft recap. That tight end's going to be so bad, but I don't care. He's starting. 63. Okay, so not as bad as I thought. I was thinking like 58, 59. But let's take a look at the players higher first. Barton, 79 power move, 72 block shed. I think we're going to be trading off Derek Hall here. I don't know what kind of value he can bring, but this guy is definitely the better player. Just a higher ceiling. Who knows what'll happen, but 50 star dev. I wish it was higher, but take a look at the guy that the Steelers took as well. Newton. I can't start him just yet. I really want to. Ooh, 78 power move for a B. Wait, this guy's kind of goated. Great pursuit, great hit power, great tackle. Obviously, max strength. Speed is low, don't get me wrong. But acceleration at 88, which is, I don't know what that even means, because Excel is how fast you get to your top speed, and his top speed sucks. And he's a superstar like we thought he might be. Damn. I mean, there's nothing we could do. Leonard Williams, man. Of course, Knoll, super raw. I don't know if I'm going to start him, but damn, dude. Do I trade Leonard? Let's see what Leonard gives us, because that guy should start, right? Oh, Matthew Wall is so raw. We might have ourselves a complete roster change, though, or playbook change here. 81, 87's goated number. Dev. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking superstar, but that guy's insane. The fact that he's 6'9" alone is already just like a super win. Then Parrish. We'll still start Lucas, but Parrish might be the future of the center position. Remember, we also got Elton Jenkins at right tackle, which is a great pick. Or pick up, I should say. This could be, honestly, if that tight end has a great year, this could be a Super Bowl year. You know, like that tight end could be a problem if we actually develop him. Really good power and finesse. Not as good as I thought he was going to be, though. So I would not bank on this being an X factor. I would actually say star dev. Superstar. So I was wrong. It was right in the middle. Was there anyone else who wanted? I don't think so. I think that was it. Oh, the safety. Let's take a look at the safety. Don't think there was anyone we would have wanted. I guess the linebacker we could have gotten rid of. Oh, we should have. I knew it, dude. He's so good. Really good catching. Zone coverage is great. Not the fastest for being... Well, he's 6'1". I thought he's 5'9". No, he's pretty good. What's the dev? Star dev. But, I mean, that would have been a great pick. If we would have went for him instead of that linebacker, this would have been like the perfect draft. Still a really good one. And, you know, we like the depth at linebacker, especially since Tyrese Knight is going to be traded here soon, it seems. Oh, wow. The Commanders giving me a full 4th-round pick for him. Look at Rasheed Walker. Okay, this is... Tyrese Knight is more valuable than I ever thought. What is this? I don't even care if Rasheed Walker's on a 1-year deal. An 83 overall? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'll take that 4th-round pick off of the Commanders' hands. The whole idea of putting our guys, or putting our team into a 4-3, by the way, is dead as well, because we have the perfect lineup for a 3-4. Of course, we're likely going to be looking to trade off Mr. Leonard Williams. I mean, it's not a huge hit anyways, and we're getting good value, but yeah, I mean, I got no choice. Also, it's kind of weird that Derek Hall actually dropped an overall going to DN, trying to make that trade up with the Steelers. Glad we didn't, though, because there's some players we would not have had if so. DT's probably not on our team. Tight end would have been, I would say, but we might have lost the lineman. Either way, this is a really good offseason. Super good. Of course, Barton is pretty raw, but higher ceiling Derek Hall, unfortunately. How the hell is Dallas Turner a Colt, by the way? What the hell is that about? We trade Derek Hall and Leonard Williams for a 3rd and a 4th-round pick from the Broncos. You could argue maybe could have had higher, but I think that's fair. I think that's fine. Really good trade capital as well. Of course, going to be moving Murphy over to that spot. Might cost ourselves a little bit of money with this one, though, because he's going to cost more as a DN than a DT, although DTs get paid a lot, too, so I don't think it really matters. Hey, he actually did get a throw power upgrade, though. Ewers now has 88 throw power. And I don't know if we're going to do it for the rest of this rebuild, but we are going to go with the Chiefs playbook this season because I want Wall to be goated. 6'9", X-Factor tight end, super low overall. I want him to develop, so that's what we're going to be doing defensively, and we're going to be going with the Steelers playbook. Watch we have a regression. That'd be crazy, but yeah, I have to. I need this guy to be goated. We don't see it often. We just don't see it often. $108 million. Oh, Byron Murphy. I mean, this is obviously going in on a player that you don't know a whole lot about at this point, but 83 overall, 24. I'm taking the plunge, taking the risk. I would love to, but maybe a 1 year, that's about it. Abraham Lucas, we can do so much better, but at that price, I don't know if we can. So I'm going to re-sign him. He might just be a backup. I'm fine with that, though. Coker, another guy that, I'm chilling with. You want to stick around? 3-year, 21. I guess not. Also, we got to be careful because this might actually be Quinn Ewers here, no? Is it not just yet? Is it next season? So we have Banks. If that 5th-year option's like that, we're going to definitely do it. We're definitely losing Julian Love because now that I'm thinking about it, we got to pay Ewers, and he's already a 90 overall superstar. Could be an X Factor by the end of the year. Coker we'll try to get the contract for, and then everyone else is a free agent. That's a lie. That price is too good. Yeah, everyone else, though. All right, we should be in the playoffs. You're thinking, what the hell? Chiefs playbook, and you're not guaranteed after all those other years? Yeah, we're not. We're not guaranteed, but we should be in the playoffs. We're not. We actually missed the playoffs of the Chiefs game. We lost too many games at the end, and at 10-7, we're the 8th seed. This is crazy how this has happened. Why this team? Look at the freaking season Ewers had, by the way. Why this Seahawks team always miss the playoffs at 10-7? Like, why? Oh my, dude, that is unfortunate. That is unlucky, but it's how the cookie crumbles. I mean, Ewers is an X Factor. We just had an X Factor MVP type of season. Wall, look at him, dude. 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. That's so cheese, dude. And yet we still missed the playoffs. I don't know. Pass rush, absolutely horrendous. Woolen was great. Witherspoon was great. Kicking was not as good as usual, but good. Dixon was great. Rookie of the Year, not that we need it, but I'll take the XP from it. I would like the XP from Rookie of the Year, which we will get. Nice. Ewers best QB. You can see the Seahawks littered all over that top 5. Yeah, we missed the playoffs. Number 1 offense. We miss. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I really am curious to see what Wall looks like, though. That is the hype for me this entire offseason. Well, going into this entire offseason, the hype of seeing what Wall looks like. If he's not at least 82 overall, I will be genuinely shocked. 82 overall minimum, right? Oh my God, he's an 88 overall. 1 seed. This is why X Factor matters, all right? I think we all knew that, but it doesn't matter what your overall is if you're an X Factor, especially if you're a starter, especially if you have a crazy rookie year. Might have costed us the playoffs, but worth every penny. Unbelievable. Just ridiculous, dude. Broke the single season record for receptions. Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. What else? 12,000 XP total, 2,200 XP there. A lot of upgrades there. So, yeah, you had a lot of XP here. 22,000 there, 15,000 on top of it. Yeah, 40K XP. He was moving. He was doing numbers this year. What a player. 6'9", 88 overall, starting as a 63, I think it was. Of course, Ewers X Factor. Metcalf, I believe, also was not an X Factor for this, right? He was not. He was superstar. Kenneth, was he superstar last year? He could. There's no way he got it this year. Definitely not. It was pretty bad this year. No shot. It was last year, and I just kind of glanced over it. Obviously, Ewers with those numbers, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, was always going to X Factor, 94 overall. What a player. QB of the year. Throw power is still lacking, but he's a very accurate QB. Defensively, anybody? I mean, they look like they all had pretty bad years other than the corners, which I think is reflectant in the fact that we didn't gain any devs on defense. Not Holland, not Love, not Knoll even, which obviously was worth starting because he's like the same overall as Dean now, but might still be looking at a new linebacker. Yeah, I really don't know how we didn't make the playoffs. That seems crazy to me, especially with the scheme. But we didn't. I mean, I guess when you see that the Bears and the Titans are in the Super Bowl facing off against each other, that maybe explains some things. Super wild, super wacky, but I suppose the randomness is half the reason to play. If it was always static and you knew exactly what was going to happen based on overall alone, there'd be kind of no point, right? As the Bears do beat the Titans. All right, headed to year 4. Kelvin Banks is a tough one because he's got green interest. I mean, these contracts get pretty expensive, so I'm actually going to do the 5th-year option for him. I still think that the window's here, so why wouldn't I keep Julian Love? 1 year 15, takes it, great, still high overall. Barner's gone. Our tight end situation is unbelievably good, so we don't have to worry about that. Myers, I'll keep him again. I mean, it was not a great year, but I've seen worse, so I'm going to keep him. 37 years old, hopefully continues to go. I mean, as a Packers fan, I know all about what it's like not having a good kicker. You know, all about it could be worse, and you didn't even know it. You don't realize what you had until you lose it kind of situation. Of course, now we have McManus. Hopefully he's just cooking. Now we're in free agency where the Detroit Lions are broke, which is unfortunate for them. I don't need anybody here. I just don't. I simply do not. So Yeah, I mean, unless Terry Arnold's going to be playing safety for us, we are holding on to our $80 million. I'm pretty damn sure. Newbin's a superstar. Once again, proof that, wow, Derek Hall's a free agent. That safety is just a disaster to try and develop. I mean, you need like a superstar plus as a rookie. Like, they just need to be that good right away. Otherwise, it's over. Also, we lost Charbonnet, didn't we? Oh, no, we did pay him, didn't we? Fair enough. Fair enough. Of course, Gibbs. Could you imagine, though? I mean, I'm going to throw an offer out there because I've seen some wacky contracts. I would do a 2-year 36. I mean, we're actually really close to being on that list, no? Like, why not, 2-year 38? And we're on the list, and it's only a 2-year deal, so we can get out of it somewhat soon. We could even get out of it as soon as next year. Take a little bit of a hit, gain a crazy trade value. I never get Gibbs on teams that need him, so why not get him on a team that doesn't? Let's see if we get him. And of course, basically our rivals this entire rebuild, the Steelers, get him on a 5-year 82. Also, can someone explain to me why Drake May is not only a free agent, but he's also only asking for $21 million per year, whereas Darnold I needed to offer $40 million per year? Drake May was in free agency year 1. We would add a Drake May Seattle Seahawks rebuild. We are in the draft again. We have pick 18. I might actually be able to just sit where I'm at and take an edge rusher. Ooh, I also have a wide receiver. Wide receiver is, believe it or not, a bigger problem than you would think. As DK Metcalf's 30 now, he's an 89 overall, so he is regressing. And then, of course, edge, I'm still not sold on the guy we drafted last year. Mobley, a true outside linebacker, is a round 1 talent grade. I don't know when either of these two guys are going to go. I'm just going to sim until either one of them is gone or we're at pick 18. Then the big question of, do I trade up again to take the other one if they're both there at 18 begins? And they're both there. I don't know what to do. I think we need the wide receiver more, but like I said, I just do not trust the edge rusher we have. And but the problem is, if Mobley's normal, it's a completely wasted pick. I don't know, dude. Wide receiver is probably going to be there longer. Nah, I'm going to take Justice. Who cares? Going to take Justice. True talent, 6. Ooh, normal dev. All I needed is hidden for JSN to move back to the slot. That's literally all I needed, and I don't know if I can do that with normal dev. So we traded 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th this year. Nakobe Dean and Norman Lott to move all the way up to 21, in which we're going to be taking Mobley. We're going to be trading up pick 6 in the 3rd also to grab that safety. If this safety is good, we've actually, in my opinion, kind of fixed everything. Not that there's much to need to be fixed, but I'm also worried that this could be another normal dev, which, I mean, these players look like they're going to be pretty good, but yeah, man, that normal hurts, though. It sucks. It really is unfortunate. I also think this safety would go so much higher no matter what they see or don't see in him, just for the simple fact that this was one of the worst safety classes I've ever seen. But he's still there at 1. Going to trade up to 1. 6 and a 7 to move up those 5 spots. Going to be taking that safety. This is the guy that I would actually suspect is a hidden dev. I was thinking one of the 2 guys you took before were going to be star dev, but this guy I would be very shocked if he's not hidden. This is a star dev every day of the week. True talent 35, and yeah, hidden dev. 91 speed, 91 excel. I don't think he starts right away, but maybe he does. I don't know. He's got to be at least 74 overall for that, and even then, that's so much lower than Love. 2 fourths this year and a 5th next year to move up with the Jaguars. This pick is going to be used on a lineman. Unfortunately, all the linebackers are gone, so Knoll is going to be the starter again. We definitely could do better than Knoll, though. There is absolutely no doubt about that. That's going to be the focus next offseason, I think. Assuming there is one, because once again, we do pretty well for ourselves in year 4. But Connor James, the offensive lineman, 72 true, hidden dev, raw, but once again, another guy that can develop in the back end while we're starting other guys. Draft recap, what are we looking at? Okay, we'll still do it. We'll still do it. Justice is a 77 overall. That's wide receiver 2, propping up to be wide receiver 1. JSN drops back to the slot where he's going to be killing it to become wide receiver 2 again in the future. I think that's the goal, or wide receiver 1 with this guy being wide receiver 2. I will say Mobley, 81 finesse move. Well, let's take a look at the power move of the guy we drafted last year. It's tough because you're banking on a rookie of the year win, and I don't know if I want to really do that. But Patton, 83 power, hit power anyways, not power move. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. I mean, there's no one I wanted to draft more than what we took. We just got unlucky. Simply put, we just got unlucky with the devs. there's nobody here that I'm like, oh, we should have taken this guy. I want to know. You know, there's no one here. Hickman was one of my corners I had on my list, but I don't care because I needed a safety. This is a corner. This is simply a corner. It's a very, like, I wouldn't say anticlimactic, but disappointing draft because, once again, there wasn't anything to look at after the fact, like, oh, we should have went for this guy. Those were the guys. I got both the guys I wanted. They were both good players. They just both happen to be normal. All right, we're now in Season 4. I mean, somehow we're regressing. I don't get that. Of course, we're moving a 90 overall wide receiver to wide receiver 3, but he is that slot guy, first and foremost. But secondly, if Justice has a Rookie of the Year type of season that Wall just had, we're looking at an 85 overall plus, star minimum, maybe superstar guy, and we really need that because DK Metcalf's 30 years old. Of course, it's really weird because I started recording this like Friday night, and I'm kind of finishing it for Sunday, and there's a lot that can happen. You know, DK Metcalf, for all I know, might have already been traded. For all I know, the Seahawks have a deal sort of in place with Darnold, for all I know. But still doing the rebuild, don't care. Doesn't matter. But what I will say is, started really well, and now we've, once again, been kind of regressing. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, 90 overall before the season even starts, before morale, before XP's going. It makes us a top 3 team automatically, right? And might even be the number 1 team. Let's actually take a look. Usually we look at the end of the season. Let's look at the start of the season. The Bears, 89 overall. They made a Super Bowl recently. The Chiefs has a 91. Hate that you can hear my D-pad, by the way. It's so loud, these newer D-pads. It's insane. We're the second highest overall team in the league. We just missed the playoffs. If we don't make them this year, I guess we're headed towards a failed rebuild. Resigning's all right. It's going to get ugly. How much is Ewers wanting? Yeah, I mean, it's about what we expected, so we'll knock a $62 million per year, but I mean, looking like we might be losing like a DK Metcalf type, which is fine, I think. Ernest Jones, cap casualty for sure. Booker, seemingly like a cap casualty. Holland for sure is gone. Love, I would say, is likely gone, especially at $20 million per. Maybe you can do a 1 year on Holland, actually. I mean, that's a pretty cheap deal, dude. 1 year 9. I think we bumped it to a 1 year 10, 1 year 11. We could keep him for another year. Running backs, I think, are all going to be gone. Jenkins, I think, is going to be gone. Hell, Jenkins might retire. He's 32. Okay, I thought he was 34 for some reason. Who do we have going down the line, though? That X Factor, yeah, Jennings. We could spend $20 million here comfortably, but who is that on? Like, is it on Ernest Jones? Is it on Booker? How good even is Booker? He's a good lineman. Is he allowed? Please allow, like, a ton of sacks. He's been so good. Why, dude? Especially since he doesn't even want to join us. I'll do a 4-year 80 if he doesn't take it. Why is Booker such a nice guy? Honestly. Ernest Jones, once again, maybe we just do a 1 year deal because we're on the 5th year kind of situation. We'll try to do that for him and Holland, and then we'll see what else we can do. I don't think there's much more. I think we're really up against it. I'm surprised we kept who we did there, to be honest, but yeah, there's that. Oh, wow. I knew it was a good year, but 16-1. Kenneth Walker and Ewers, the best 2 at their position in the entire league. What a year. This could be the year. Falcons. We lose to the Falcons. But outside of the Falcons, we had basically a perfect season. Almost undefeated. Of course, we are running the Chiefs scheme. I feel a little wrong about that, but it makes sense because we have the insane tight end, which, I mean, look at Ewers, by the way. We have the insane tight end. We have a really fast, elusive running back. And then we have a group of receivers where you don't know who the number 1 is. You know, like JSN and Metcalf are obviously clear-cut number 1s here right now. And then Justice, he's got the size and the build and the ratings to be a number 1. Hopefully he won Rookie of the Year. If not, maybe a little bit of a failed experiment there. Jennings, though, great year. Murphy, great year. Barton, not bad. Gave him the nod again. I didn't think that rookie was worth starting. And then Marion, really good rookie year, but, I mean, as an X Factor, he's been disappointing lately. Holland, 4 interceptions. Could get that dev up. Witherspoon, Woolen, 3 interceptions. I should have tried harder to get those 2 1 years done, by the way. And then Myers, he's done for. It's over for him. MVP should go to Ewers. It does. Beautiful stuff. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Walker with Ewers at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year, not on the list. Rookie of the Year, Justice. Huge dev up. It was worth it in the end. And then Patton, the Rookie of the Year. I had him as the backup everywhere. Backup safety, backup sub-linebacker even. You know, he's 6'1", 217. And then backup corner, slot corner. Won Rookie of the Year because of best QB, best running back, best wide receiver at number 5. Best O-line, Paris, the backup, number 2. Best D-line, no. Best linebacker, number 2 for Jennings. Best DB at number 9. And then best kicker, obviously not on the list. But a really good year. Could be the stamp. Is it the stamp as we're going to the divisional round, not having to play in the wild card, got that bye week, but we're taking on the Cowboys, so it means nothing. 93 overall, best team in the league, I would argue. It's a rainy one at home. The Cowboys have Drake May. Things are kind of scary. I don't like it. 14-0 already. All right, we at least get some points on the board. 14 all, really good turnaround as we've scored 28 unanswered. Cowboys will not go away yet, but it's only a field goal, and that will be the game. Wow, this defense really came alive. Obviously, the offense, had to turn it around, but the defense locked them down to 14 points for like 2 to 3 quarters. That's how you win a game. Your offense can get back into it. Your defense locking up like that. Drake May threw 2 picks. Ewers has been amazing this entire rebuild, to be honest. Walker, not the best. Receivers all over the place, but Metcalf, Njigba, Wall even, really good stuff there. Sacks, pretty limited, which is good because we are a team of good but not great players, whereas the Cowboys have Micah Parsons. He can alone, single-handedly win a game for you. Jennings dropping back in the pick. He had a great game. Noel with a pick as well. Clean kicking. I mean, that's a great game. Defense came alive. Those 2 picks really turned things around. To the championship round. And beyond. The Saints, 88 overall, 12-5. I mean, there's a little bit of history here. Just a little bit. They got Genty. Interesting. I was going to do that Raiders in Geno rebuild and then take Genty at 6, but I think even in this one they took Sanders, which once again is just like my last Raiders rebuild I did in early, maybe late January even. We took Shedeur Sanders. So it's like, does this Geno move really change much if there's a chance for Sanders? I don't know. But of course, a fourth quarter, running out of time. Seattle with a chance, get the touchdown. Didn't go for 2, which is weird. But the defense seemingly took the ball away. We're going backwards, though. 4th and 1, you got to go for it all here, I think. Or do you? They're going for this. A field goal wins. Well, not wins them the game, but puts them in a really good spot. They're still going to run this ball, which, I mean, you're basically daggering, right? Last time we ran with this team, we didn't really get a great push. Got a good enough one there, and Kenneth does the rest. Looking like we're headed to the Super Bowl. I don't see how they're going to unless we turn the ball over. Just run the ball, kick the field goal. What just happened? Did we get a first down throwing the ball? We did, and they're going to be going for the How did they have enough time to get the ball back? Not that it mattered, but 31-23, the Saints' door was open there, even with multiple first downs with less than 3 minutes left. Maybe just too quick of first downs. Ewers, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. James, all right, very interesting name there. Killing it. Shaheed usually goes to free agency. I guess he stuck around. JSN with 3 touchdowns. Great stuff. Jennings cooking up a little bit, and then Holland with a pick. But, yeah, there you go. I mean, Quinn Ewers is having himself one of the greatest playoff runs of all time. I mean, these touchdown-to-pick ratios, the yards, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that he didn't play the wild card round, I mean, statistically, yards and whatnot might have been up there. But here we are, headed to the Super Bowl. Who is it against? The Bills. That's a tough team to beat. That is a very tough team to beat. Defense is always on point. I don't know if you get away with a game like we just had where, you don't score for 14 points against the Cowboys and it's 14-0. I don't know if you come back from that. Justice, not quite superstar, not even quite that 85 overall we were hoping for, but we've obviously propped up another really good wide receiver here. Not a huge fan of 82, but whatever. Fine. As long as he's a good player, it's a really good offense. This offense is unbelievable. Ewers the X factor. Jennings obviously was already an X factor. Noel doesn't go up in dev, which kind of sucks, but Holland does, which is actually pretty big, especially since we're trying to keep him on a 1-year deal minimum. 85 overall, could regress a little bit, but that's a good signing. 85 overall superstar, about to be 29, probably regresses slightly even without. But here it is for all the marbles, I guess. Let's take a look at who the Bills played. Hopefully they didn't have to play the Chiefs and they just got lucky to get here, but something tells me that's not true. They win by 7 over the Colts. Well, maybe they actually did. Took on the Texans, which, I mean, they're not easy, but they're not as hard as the Chiefs. And the Jets beat the Chiefs, and they beat the Jeffs. The Jeffs? The New York Jeffs. Oh, my Lord. I hope they get like a really good player named Jeff, and that becomes a thing. Either way, 16-1, Seahawks going against these Bills. Come on. Let's show the Bills they made a mistake re-signing Rousseau, which, once again, I don't even know how that contract was so cheap, dude. Like, he's not, like, the most elite player ever, but, I mean, players that are, like, not even good at all have been getting crazy contracts, and he's obviously very good. It's 20-14 right now into the fourth quarter. We got to get a touchdown. 4th and 6. I think you do kick a field goal here, actually. Or EA is more aggressive than me. That's insane, dude. I would have kicked a field goal there. There's too much time left. 4th and 6 is too much, and we do it, but I guess they get the field goal back with a huge rushing touchdown of 70 for Kenneth. We're now back up by 5. We've seen this 28-23 score a lot. I don't think the Bills are going to let this come down to us controlling, though. They will, actually. 2-point lead. A touchdown wins it. 4th and 5. Oh, I hate this so much, dude. You're giving them a field goal here if you don't get this. But if you punt it, I mean, they've moved down the field easy. I'm going to go for it. Behind the defense, the 6'9" tight end to the 47-yard line. Perfect throw. Ironically, the guy named Wall is basically a wall. Let's take a look at him lining up. That's insane. Literally one of the linemen getting a free release down the field. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Let's see how big he is compared to the next guy. I mean, it's hard to tell because he's kind of bracing himself. Unbelievable. Come on. I mean, you hold this drive and you win. And all they're going to do more than that, they might go for the touchdown. They do, and they win the game. We have won another Year 4 Super Bowl with this, well, not another with the Seattle Seahawks, but another one, this time with the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, a little bit easier as we ended up going to that Chiefs playbook. Really wanted that tight end to develop. He obviously did. I don't care, though. It's year 3 and beyond where I'm like, okay, maybe the scheme's not working out. Seattle Seahawks scheme might have been able to do it, though. It might have been able to do it, but well, I'll tell you what, that tight end would have been ass. And I don't know. I think if that tight end's ass, ironically enough, calling a tight end ass specifically is kind of interesting, but this team isn't as good. You know, we're resetting at the tight end position again. Even with an X factor, 300-400 yards, we've been seeing that for Noah Fant the entire time. Even the new rookie tight end we had before replacing him with Wall. You're not getting up that high with X factor. You're maybe getting to a 72, then maybe a 79 this season, whereas now he's like 94 overall, right? So invested hard on him, and it paid off. 6'9" tight end Wall, starting off as a 62, 6'3 overall. He's not one of the best, maybe the best tight end in the entire league. Pass rush finally showed up a little bit. The interior doing the majority of the work there, but then so did the Bills. Bills had themselves some pass rush success as well. Elam with a pick. I mean, outside of this game where, Ewers threw a pick, it was a perfect run start to finish. Pretty good stuff if you ask me. Obviously that Chiefs scheme is gonna put an asterisk on the rebuild, but the team had some really good successes without it. I mean, hell, the only season we missed the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think back, was the start of that Chiefs scheme with Wall getting, to the overall he did. So say what you will. Say what you must. I was going to do some leprechaun rhyme, but no, we're not going to do that. Abraham Lucas, really good pass blocker. Definitely should be a tackle, right? We put him at center, dude. How am I going to say that? I mean, to be fair, I never actually did say this was a realistic style rebuild, even though I intend them to be. I'll just call it straight up. But, yeah, how the hell am I going to put a 6'6", 322-pounder at center and say this is a realistic rebuild? I love Tippmann. Tippmann is my guy. He's just a great excuse for anyone playing anywhere. Mekhi Becton at guard, Joe Tippmann at center. I can make any argument I want, dude. I can make any argument I want, other than maybe center to tackle, but I'll do anything I want. But, of course, looking at the two guys we drafted, Tyler Booker, Kelvin Banks, I would say most Seahawks fans watching this would be ecstatic if that's somehow what they do. No matter, well, I wouldn't say no matter what, but what it cost us, I suppose, they would be absolutely happy with making that trade. Of course, Charles Cross, we took care of our own. Obviously we had Elton Jenkins, and we had some linemen that weren't technically ours that we've earned with drafting, but other than him, other than right tackle position, pretty much we've earned all the players, right? DK Metcalf, 90 overall, probably going to regress soon enough, but I just hope this isn't true. I just hope he's not a Seahawk. I hope he's a Packer. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, but I want Metcalf as a Packer. I'll buy that jersey. I don't care. Sherrod Justice, obviously going to be the propped-up starter soon enough. Then we have JSN, the 92 overall, back to slot wide receiver that'll probably change soon enough. Unbelievable. Just never got to superstar, which is a little surprising. He had 2 seasons where I really thought he was going to. Then Kenneth Walker, I mean, it's awesome when you have a rebuild where you just know you don't have to worry about running back. It is one of the hardest positions to draft and develop. Maybe the hardest. Safety's right up there now because of the regression crap, but it's probably the hardest. Even QB, you can start, basically any 66 overall and have a chance. Running back, it takes like 4 years minimum, and even then, it's not guaranteed. Look at Ewers, though. Basically 9 on everything but throw power, which is a very huge damper for sure, but in a rebuild, it doesn't seem to matter, thankfully. And then, of course, the guy we all want to see the most, Mr. Matthew Wall, 6'9", 93 overall. I mean, the route running's unbelievable, dude. I mean, I'm going to have a hard time naming this rebuild. Because obviously, I was going to name it, Geno Smith replaced by Quinn Ewers or something along those lines. But that 6'9" X-Factor tight end he's significant in this one, in my opinion. Julian Love, 85 overall. I'm going to take a look at him because I've always kind of had, I was almost going to say a thing for Julian Love, which is not true. I'm sure he's a great guy, but kind of how I swing. But I've always had a backup, kind of can he develop type of situation in franchise. We get him a lot in franchises. We used to. And it's good to see that he's actually that guy now. But, of course, Jennings, super low overall X-Factor right out the gate. Finally developed into somebody that's dependable. Still lacking, though. Double-digit sacks were very low when we had them this rebuild. Never really had a guy that took the next step, unfortunately. The overalls are decent, but just, we didn't have a consistent double-digit or 15-plus sacker. It was a team effort. We're pretty good. I mean, this is almost like the Legion. Not quite, but it's a really good defense, obviously. 87 overall for Mr. Ernest Jones. Really smart, great tackler, great block shed, just can't cover. He's super slow, can't cover. Still a good linebacker. We'd be looking to get him and Holland back on a 1 year if we could afford it. And then Knoll. I mean, this is one of our weakest middle linebacker rooms we've ever had. Usually middle linebacker is so easy for us to develop. We draft someone, we develop them quickly with a Rookie of the Year win. That did not happen in this one. I relied heavily on Ernest to carry, and really the DBs to carry this team, specifically the overall. Witherspoon, really good player. Still only star dev, unfortunately. And then Woolen. I will say corner is easy to draft, and it's easy sort of to develop. But as far as getting actual dev-ups, outside of the slot cornerback role itself, you almost never see it. Also, that free safety is a superstar, isn't he? Our backup, I should say. Yeah, Patton. Rookie of the Year, 82 overall. He's actually really good. I don't know, man. Slot corner is just goated because he has developed better as a backup safety than really any of my starting safeties. And I've had starting safeties that have won, Defense Rookie of the Year, whatever, and gotten those upgrades. So, yeah, a little surprised by that, but hey, we'll take it. Marion, 91 overall X-Factor, same as Jennings. Just never really did much, though. Developed well, just didn't really do much. Had one really good season, and that's about it. Byron Murphy, I've yet to see him develop in Madden. I don't know what it is. Just haven't seen it. Guess it's the 3-4 playing nose tackle, technically, based on the alignment. That might be it. Newton, 84 overall. I mean, he's started off as a superstar, and he didn't really even develop that quickly. I know he's 2 years only in the league, but usually rookie superstar DTs, they develop really quickly for me. And then special teamers, I mean, we'll look at Dixon because, Myers is regress. But that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Let me know, again, if you do want to see that Raiders Geno Smith version of this. I just don't see it, personally. Of course, if there's any other moves you want to see, especially some moves on Monday, let me know in the comment section below of this video or, Twitter, Jeromepkr, or tweet me hey, you got to do this rebuild now that they did this. Whatever. Let me know. All that good stuff. Of course, if you're not new, appreciate your continued support of the channel. Once again, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Should have Batman Arkham City Part 3 tomorrow, I think. Once again, free agency opens, I imagine. But had one on Friday, in case you missed it. That game is, I don't know, dude. It's weird because it's considered the GOAT of Batman games. But so far, I like the combat. I like the vibes are okay. It's very grindy vibes, but I'm feeling filler vibes. I don't know. I feel like Arkham Asylum, there was more love in the game, personally. Maybe I haven't played long enough yet, or I'm just way off base, but that's just my thoughts. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And once again, shout out to all the members of the channel. I really, truly appreciate you a ton. If you're not already a member, think about becoming one by clicking the join button. All the details shall be in there. We have members-only rebuilds that you can check out. We'll have another one on the 15th. Still not exactly sure what we're going to do with that yet, but we have another one obviously planned the 15th of every month. And if we miss it, well, I mean, we'll hit it. We'll hit one a month. Don't worry about it. But we should hit it every single time. But yeah, remember not. Appreciate y'all for watching, and see ya.